My ungrateful ex texted after graduation, "Thanks for paying my law school tuition. My new rich man thanks you too." I replied, "You're welcome." Then I called in all the money she owed for her law school tuition. She's now working 3 minimum wage jobs. I, 28 male, am generally a low drama guy. Or I was. My ex, Clara, 27, and I dated for 5 years. When she got into law school, it was a big deal, but so was the tuition. Her scholarships and family help didn't cover it all. We were serious, marriage, the whole 9 yards, so I stepped up. My engineering job plus freelance coding meant I could cover a significant chunk of her tuition directly. She often referred to these as the funds for my student expenses when asking, so I guess it's fair to think of them that way now. This was never intended as a gift, it was an investment in us. She constantly promised, "Babe, first big paycheck, I'm paying you back every cent with interest, then we buy a house." I saved those texts. 3 months before graduation, she hit me with the "I need space" breakup speech. Gutted, but I wished her well. Then a week post-graduation, my phone buzzed. "Clara, hey, my name. Just wanted to say thanks for paying my law school tuition. My new rich man, David, thanks you too. Enjoy your life, lol." I stared at it, shock, then a cold, precise anger. The winky face, the lol, the sheer audacity. She wasn't just dumping me, she was gloating, using my sacrifices as a punchline. My first thought was to rage. My second, calmer thought was strategy. I typed back, "You're welcome." Then I started digging through my records. Update 1. It's been a week since the text. The anger has settled into a hard resolve. Instead of exploding, I spent days meticulously gathering evidence. Bank transfers to Clara, earmarked tuition, copies of cashier's checks to her university, our old texts detailing the loan arrangement. The total? A little over $48,500 from my initial estimate, but the records would show the exact amount. It represented a lot of 16-hour days for me. One key text from her second year. "Clara, OMG babe, you are an actual angel. That 12K for this semester is a lifesaver. I swear on my future firstborn I'll pay you back every single penny with interest when I'm pulling down 6 figures. Me, happy to help, see. We're a team. Yeah, team." Armed with a folder of proof, I pinned down the exact figure, $48,572.33. Then I drafted an email. Professional, no emotion. Subject, outstanding personal financial agreements for law school tuition. Body, Clara, further to your recent text message, I am writing to formalize the repayment plan for the outstanding personal financial support I provided for your law school tuition and related educational expenses, which we agreed would be repaid. The total amount, as per my meticulously kept records, summary attached, is $48,572.33. Given your recent graduation and impending employment, please provide me with your proposed repayment schedule within 7 business days. If I do not receive a substantive proposal, I will assume you require a more formal approach to debt recovery. Sincerely, I attached a spreadsheet. Sent. The ball was in her court. Let's see what David the rich man thinks. Update 2. A week and a half later, the explosion came. Clara didn't email, she called, practically yelling. "Are you actually serious?" I'd braced myself for this. "Hello, Clara. I assume you received my email. That money was a gift. You were my boyfriend. That's what boyfriends do. They support their girlfriends. You never said I had to pay it back." Just as I thought, the rewriting of history was in full swing. "Actually, Clara, we discussed it multiple times. I have texts from you acknowledging it as funds you'd repay." "Clara, you're just bitter. David thinks you're pathetic. He's a VP at a finance company. He said if you keep harassing me, he'll get a restraining order." A typical deflection. Requesting repayment of a documented agreement isn't harassment, Clara. And I'm sure David, as a finance VP, understands financial commitments. His opinion, however, is irrelevant here. She fumed, then hung up. 2 hours later, an unknown number. "This is Eleanor, Clara's mother," a sharp voice announced. "Clara is very distressed by your disgusting, threatening email. How dare you try to extort money from her?" Me, Mrs. Clara's last name. I provided Clara significant financial support for her education under the clear agreement she'd repay it. Her recent taunt about that money has led me to seek that repayment. Eleanor, David is a wonderful man. He'll take care of Clara. She doesn't need your grubby money. She hung up before I could point out the contradiction. It sounded like they were counting heavily on David, perhaps more than he realized. Then DMs from Clara's bestie, Brianna. Wow, my name. Real rotten thing to do. Trying to ruin her life because she upgraded? So sad. David will squash you. The delusion was incredible. Clara then texted, okay, fine. I'll pay you back, but I can only afford like $100 a month. Take it or leave it. Well, $100 a month for nearly $49 over 40 years. No interest. Unbelievable. I emailed back, subject re, outstanding financial agreements. Body, Clara, $100 per month for a debt of $48,572.33 is not a commercially reasonable offer given your JD and earning potential. I am willing to discuss a fair, structured repayment plan, including reasonable interest. If we cannot agree within 10 business days, I will proceed with formal legal action. This could include a judgment impacting your credit score and potentially your bar admission character and fitness review. I hope we can resolve this amicably. Sincerely. The bar admission part was a little research gem. Financial irresponsibility can be an issue. Let's see if they factored that in. This isn't just about money now, it's the principle. Update 3. The 10 business days passed. No serious plan from Clara. Instead, a letter from Thompson, Klein & Associates, attorneys at law. It was pure bluster, claims baseless, funds were gifts, my actions were harassment and malicious interference, their words, and I should cease communication or face legal action. Signed by Percival Thompson Esker. I almost chuckled, then took their letter and my evidence file to Mr. Davies, a local debt recovery lawyer. He reviewed everything. Your documentation is excellent, he said. Their letter is mostly noise. Their threat against you is thin. He advised a formal demand letter from me, certified mail. I sent it myself, using his template. It gave Clara and Percival 30 days to pay up or agree to a repayment plan, otherwise I'd file in civil court. I CC'd Percival. A mutual acquaintance, Sarah, messaged me. She'd heard rumors. I gave her the short version and showed her the text. Sarah, oh my goodness, that's awful. As for David, he's rich, but known for being pretty careful with his money unless it directly benefits him. I doubt he's thrilled about her having this kind of drama, especially if it involves him potentially shelling out cash for her old debts. That confirmed my suspicion that Clara and her mother might be overstating David's willingness to get financially involved. Yesterday, after my letter landed, an email from a new lawyer, Jessica Morales, Associate, Chambers & Dunn LLP. This one was wheedling. Miss Last Name wishes to resolve this amicably, emotional distress impacting her bar exam concentration. Then the offer, without admission of liability, a one-time full and final settlement payment of $10,000. 10 grand on a nearly $49,000 debt. Insulting. They were still trying to guilt trip me. I replied to Miss Morales, CC'ing Percival, just to stir the pot a little. Subject. Settlement offer. Outstanding debt of Clara. Body. Dear Miss Morales, your client's offer of $10,000 for the $48,572.33 debt is rejected. The responsibility for Miss Dime's stress lies with her failure to honor her commitments and her subsequent taunting message. My previous demand for full repayment, or a mutually agreeable plan for $48,072.33, plus reasonable accrued interest within 30 days, 28 remain, stands. Failure will result in my filing a civil claim. Sincerely. They think this is a game of chicken. They're about to learn I don't swerve, especially when provoked by a winky face. Update 4. Almost a month passed. The 30-day deadline from my formal demand letter loomed. Then, an email from Jessica Morales, Clara's lawyer. The tone was more resigned. Subject. Resettlement offer. Outstanding debt of Clara. Body. Mr. My Name is prepared to agree to a structured repayment plan for the sum of $35,000 to be paid over 5 years without interest. We believe this is a fair and substantial compromise. Please advise if this is acceptable. Regards, Jessica Morales. From it was a gift to 10K, now 35K. Progress. But still short and without interest after she promised it? Bold. And 5 years? Too long. I consulted Mr. Davies. His take. They know their position is weak. You can hold out. It wasn't just about the money. It was about her acknowledging the full debt. I emailed Miss Morales. Subject. Revised settlement offer. Outstanding debt of Clara. Body. Dear Miss Morales, the revised offer is still not acceptable. My position is firm. Full principal, $48,572.33. Reasonable accrued interest, negotiable rate, e.g., prime plus 1%, backdated. Shorter repayment period, max 3 years. Acceleration clause, missed payment, full balance due. This honors the original agreement Clara herself proposed. The costs of litigation will be far more burdensome for your client. You have until 5 p.m. my time zone on date 3 business days to accept. Otherwise, I file the civil claim. No further negotiation on principle. Sincerely. The 3 days were silent. I prepped court paperwork with Mr. Davies. At 4:47 p.m. on deadline day, an email, subject acceptance of terms, conditional, body. Mr. My client conditionally accepts your terms, principal. $48,572.33 interest. We propose flat 4% APR, calculated from compromise midpoint date. Repayment period, 36 months. Acceleration clause, agreed. Conditional upon agreement on final interest calculation and settlement document wording. Regards, Jessica Morales. A slow grin, not triumph, but weary. Finally, accountability, satisfaction. The core demands were met. I replied, Miss Morales, the proposed terms are acceptable. Please forward the draft agreement. No courtroom drama, but this was better. She acknowledged the debt. She's going to pay. Sarah, my intel source, reported, Clara passed the bar. The timing of her bar exam stress mentioned earlier by her lawyer was indeed accurate. David, the rich man, was furious about the messy drama and was likely bailing, having made it clear he wouldn't pay. Clara hadn't landed a big law job, was doing low-paid doc review. This settlement meant roughly $1,450 a month for her, after taxes, plus her own actual student loans, rent. She'd struggle. Her mom and Brianna, silent. Final update, the lingering echo of entitlement and moving on. It's been over a year. The settlement agreement, reviewed by Mr. Davies, was signed, legally binding, $48,572.33 principal, 4% APR, 36 months, that $450 monthly payment. Clara has made every payment, 12 down, 24 to go, always on the last possible day, but they arrive. What of Clara? According to Sarah, David, the rich man, gone, dumped her 2 months after settlement. His parting shot, I don't invest in damaged goods with baggage. So much for him thanking me. Her career, small local firm, mostly paralegal level work, trainee solicitor's salary. Document review on weekends, not the 6 figures she banked on. The 3 minimum wage jobs. Vibe from my original post title isn't far off. 1 main underpaid job, plus side hustles to make ends meet. Her lifestyle, back with her parents. Imagine those dinners. Her supporters. Brianna is scarce. Clara's mom glares if she sees me but says nothing. No remorse from Clara. Didn't expect it. Entitled people don't often have genuine changes of heart. They just resent consequences. The payments are legal obligation, not moral duty. I sometimes reread her text. My new rich man, David, thanks you too. Enjoy your life, lol. It was a declaration of use and contempt. She thought she was untouchable. The satisfaction isn't her misery, but seeing her face direct, natural consequences. She built this cage. I just billed her for materials. The money goes into my investments. Maybe a down payment one day. The irony. I've moved on. Dating Amelia, an architect. She knows the basics. Her reaction? Wow, she sounds like a piece of work. Good for you. Pizza tonight? Uncomplicated. Perfect. No regrets. I was calm, methodical. She played a cruel game. It backfired. Advice: document everything. Clara wanted me to enjoy my life, lol. I am, immensely, without her. And with an extra $450 a month reminding me that sometimes, just sometimes, justice is direct debited. Peace out, Reddit. It was cathartic.